What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with the 6th year anniversary King and DIANE duo character, and we're going to be going over the best gear recommendations for this character that you guys need to be running. So we're going to be covering both PvP and PvE in this video. We'll discuss both those sides of the game and whether or not I think one set or another is going to be better for that certain type of content, and we're going to talk about what gear I'm personally going to be building for my King and DIANE, and we'll talk about that in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy videos like this, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the way to that 52,000 subscribers. I definitely do appreciate the support on the channel, guys. And with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's go over the King and DIANE characters. So what I want to do before we even hop into the gear and all that, guys, is let's go over the character's passive and their skills so that we know what this character is trying to do for the team. So for the passive right here, increases basic stats of applicable allies participating in the battle by 15%. Each hero increasing all stats of the hero duo by 7%. So pretty much this character is boosting team basic stats and also getting all stats based on other characters on the team being applicable allies. So that's, you know, a support effect and also a effect that's going to boost their own damage and tanking. Wrath of the Earth is applied to all enemies at the start of the battle. Then Giant Queen's Protection is applied to the hero duo for 1 turn. And Wrath of the Earth is going to accumulate up to 400,000 of the target's damage taken. And then Giant Queen's Protection is going to be HP related stats plus 20% and immune to Petrify. Whenever an enemy reaches the maximum, the Wrath of the Earth value, the hero duo gains 1 Wrath of the Fairy King effect up to a maximum of 3. And the Wrath of the Fairy King is going to be attack related stats plus 7% and damage taken minus 40%. And when the hero duo uses an all target attack skill other than their ultimate move on an enemy with the Wrath of the Earth effect, the enemy takes additional damage equal to a certain number right here, guys. So I think these numbers right here are the ones that are based on the dupe levels, if I'm not mistaken. So I think everything else in the kit is the same, but these two, you know, percents right here will change depending on the dupe. So regardless, we're talking about gear for this character, so I don't think the percents really matter. But yeah, so 6 out of 6, 40% of the accumulated value. 1 Wrath of the Fairy King effect is removed from the hero duo when an applicable ally takes damage from an enemy skill during the enemy's turn, and if there is a petrified enemy, applicable ally's final damage taken from enemy skills will be decreased by 50%. So that's pretty much the passive of the character right there, guys. Going through the skills here, you can see the first skill is going to be a Petrify pure skill, while also dealing additional damage equal to the hero's remaining HP, and then yeah, being able to petrify as well with gauge reduction. So it's a little bit of utility with some type of DPS in there as well. Definitely a strong skill. So that's going to be the Flawless Unity. Now moving on to the second skill, it's going to be the Light Point skill. Times 2 critical chance, times 2 critical damage, hero duo plus 60% attack when using skills, and damage dealt 100% when attacking targets who accumulated the maximum amount of value, right? So the more value that they've gained, the more damage the skill is going to do. And so as you guys can kind of see from the kit of King and DIANE, they are supportive characters. They are able to support the team, but at the end of the day, they're a DPS character, guys. So what it's going to really come down to is the content that you are doing in Grand Cross to kind of warn what gear you're going to build. And so for King and DIANE, in my opinion, and the gear I'm going to be building for this character, I'm going to go with an attack crit damage set. Now, hear me out, guys. I'm going to be building an attack crit set for this character because of the fact that I plan on using this character in PvE content, and I think this character is going to be very dominant in that. The only thing that I think will be a little bit not the greatest for this character in PvE content is going to be in, obviously, Endura, because of the fact they cannot be, you know, they cannot be usable in that content. You guys can see right here, active outside of deathmatch, so you obviously can't use it in that. But yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm going with attack crit damage though is for things like Ratatosker, and as you guys will see my video coming out today as well, I don't know if I'm going to have this before the other one or not, but I am posting a rap video, and this character is absurd. This character is insanely strong in PvE, and I do see the value in building an attack crit set just for the PvE aspect alone, and I think it is going to be very important for this character to be successful. And I do also think that King and DIANE themselves are very tanky in general. For me, at least, when I've been playing with the character, they have not really been taking a lot of damage, even on an attack crit set. And so that's just something that I've noticed that I'm like, okay, we can definitely benefit from that and still get all the max amount of damage potential out of the character. And that's something that I wanted to go with this character. Now, for people that focus on PvP content, specifically with the geared side of the game, I definitely wouldn't suggest an attack crit damage set for geared PvP. I'm definitely going to recommend for geared guys just an HP defense set. And the reason why I would go HP defense over attack crit for PvP and especially geared is because of the fact that in that content, you're really facing other players where you need to be able to out CC them to do better in the fight. And I do think that even in PvP, they, King and DIANE feel pretty like tanky, regardless of what gear you're running. But HP defense is going to make it so that they always stay alive no matter what, and they will stay alive the longest over all your other characters because they'll be so tanky, unless they're obviously getting targeted. And so that's why I would go with an HP defense set if you focus on geared PvP. But for me, that's not really investing into geared PvP for this character. I actually am going to be building an attack crit set, and so we're going to go through how you want to build the gear set as well. So hopping into the gear here, guys, I just got like a maxed out bell, rune, the earrings, necklace, all of that stuff. Like I already got it all situated, and you want to build your gear in this manner. The reason why you want to have it to where your 2 pieces in the middle and then your 4 pieces on the top and the bottom is so that if you want to change the gear in the future, let's say attack crit damage is, it's not as useful nowadays or whatever, and we're moving into a different type of meta where it's more HP reliant, then sure, you can switch the gear and you can swap the bottom pieces and you can have HP crit damage, or you can swap the middle pieces and have attack defense. So that's why I like to do that, so that you're able to keep the main obviously the base stat of this, which we're gonna roll together here, and even the rolls on the gear is what something that you would want to actually change up. And for a setup like this, you wouldn't want to change the ones that are going to be the mainstays, whereas like the middle pieces here for like the defense stuff, you can easily change this out, and defense as a stat does not matter as much as the other stats. And so that's why I like to have it situated in this manner, so it's easier to just kind of switch out your 2 pieces or swap your 4 piece as well. So that's going to be kind of the idea here, guys. So what we're going to do then is we're actually going to level up each of the pieces here to +5. And then we're also just going to, kind of re-roll the gear to have specific stats that we're looking for. And the main stat we're going to be looking for with this character is going to be attack, defense, and HP. This goes for pretty much every character in Grand Cross, guys. With the basic stats for your actual percents, they're going to be giving you a lot more combat class. They're going to be giving you just insanely stronger, ability strength. And I do think that at the end of the day, like if you're going to be building a gear around most characters in the game, you do want to go towards the basic stat percent. So, we're looking at with the bracelet here, it's going to be attack. So you want to look for attack percent. If we're looking at the earrings here, just as an example, they have defense as their basic stat. We're looking for defense percent. And then same with the rune or the belt right here. It's the exact same thing. HP is going to be the basic stat, so we are looking for HP percent to increase that amount of HP that we're getting with this character. So what I'm going to do, guys, real quick is I'm just going to re-roll some of the main stats of the gear. We'll come back and I'll show you guys kind of how the gear is going to look once you start re-rolling it and putting in some anvils and some hammers. One other thing I did want to mention as well, guys, because I know a lot of people actually don't know about this for whatever reason, but you can actually also change the main stat of your gear as well. And so yeah, I mean, you're able to actually re-roll the main stats with anvils to get the certain stat that you are looking for on the main stat, like in terms of like how much it can be. So you can see right here, they even have like a slider here if you do want to make it to a certain stat. So just as an example here, we're going to go for about 510 or higher on this main stat, and we're just going to let it roll until we get that main stat. And once we do, then we're locked in and we don't have to really worry about the main stat ever again. Yeah, so we're done. We get the main stat rolled, and then we start focusing on the substats, guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna re-roll all this stuff right here just so you guys can get an idea. I'm gonna like roll all of this off camera, and then I'm gonna show you guys what the gear set's gonna look like. Alrighty, guys, so I did some re-rolling on some of the gear here, and so I just want to kind of show you guys how you would go about it depending on how much anvils you got and hammers on your account. So just as an example here, this would be if you have a ton of hammers, a ton of anvils, guys, and you're able to re-roll as much as you want. And in something like this where you are re-rolling, just make sure that you have it to around the highest that you can. I would say give it a little bit of leeway. I usually like to go like 2.7 or higher, and then I usually just hammer up the rest, but it's really up to you. But around that range would be fine. But if you're someone that's low on anvils, guys, and you're in a situation kind of like I'm at right now, feel free to just kind of roll it for the main stat that I was mentioning, right? So we want to go for HP percent on the belt, and so as long as you just kind of get the stat in general, that's going to be good enough for now. And as you get more anvils in the future, you can go up a little bit above it and then re-roll the one stat that you're looking to improve, and then you would just re-roll that, and then maybe you get an increase like this and it's 2.9 and only 25 anvils, right? So that's something you can definitely do just to improve your gear as well, while saving anvils at the exact same time. time. I mean, look at that, guys. You know, we're able to do it on camera. But yeah, I mean, there's just a few ways you can go about it that way, and that's a way that you're able to save anvils as well. So that's gonna be pretty much the best gear set right there, guys, for King and DIANE. So yeah, HP defense for PvP geared, and in anything else, literally any other content, pretty much at that point, it's gonna be attack rate damage, because you want to be able to, you know, benefit the most from the damage that they're able to do on the team. So that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know what gear you guys actually made in the comment section below, and that's gonna be it. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.